Keep away from crime. Tinubu wept over 15-year-old boy jailed in 1953 and released in 2021. See the crime he committed. Wow, quite interesting. My dear listeners, I believe that this is going to teach a lot of the youth a lot of lessons. And I want to tell you this. If you are a youth, from, be it youth or minor, I want to tell you that this very talk is for you. Because now the Nigerian law is doesn't have respect for anybody anymore. It's not a respecter of any person. It doesn't want to know who you are, the level you are, the family came from, or whatever. The law, once the law catch up with you, you are done. The lesson that you are going to learn from the story of this young man, I tell you, will keep you stable and make you to be a complete person and make you stay away from crime. Why? Why do we need to be exposing ourselves this way when we know that the best thing to do is to live a clean life? In this very video, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was seen reacting very, very tough, talking to the youth, telling them that there is no need exposing yourself to crime. You have all it takes to be a Sussex. So why? Let's check this content. This is morning news. It has been revealed of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's story and how he told it to the public. As usual, we are here to share another genuine story about a man who was jailed, incarcerated at the young age of 15. This has caused a very deep pains. As usual, I am here to share another genuine story about a man who was incarcerated at the young age of 15 and was released in 2021. I'm sure you will learn a great moral lesson from this very content. Because of how brief this story is, every moment we have must be important to us. A party was attended by 15-year-old Joseph Ligon and his buddies on February 20th, 1953. They become inebriated and made a grave error that would have a lasting negative impact on their life. They robbed and stabbed 8 persons that night due to their intoxication. The remaining victims were all seriously injured, but 2 of them died. Joseph Ligon was consequently detained, and after appearing in court, he pled guilty to the accusation against him. Sadly, he received a mandatory life sentence after entering a guilty plea. Wépt saw his imprisonment. He was deprived of his entire youth and was incarcerated for the majority of his life. He was expected to serve the remainder of his life in prison, but in 2017, something unexpected happened. After nearly 10 years in the prison yards, he was qualified for parole, which meant he would leave prison for a while before coming back. Joe Ligon declined the parole if he was going to be released from prison. He didn't want to go back to jail, therefore staying was better than leaving and coming back later. He continued by saying that Because he had served so much time behind bars, he was either going to return or remain under surveillance for the rest of his life. He therefore turned down the offer. Since Joseph Legon was sentenced to life in prison, he believed he would spend the rest of his life in jail. However, God came to his aid, and he has already spent 68 years behind bars. He refused to give up on Joseph Legon's case after his attorney won the case on his behalf in 2020. Joseph Legon was freed from prison in 2021. After being freed, he said he wanted people to benefit from his experience because things had changed so drastically for him that he now feels like a stranger in his own country. The world has changed significantly since he was imprisoned in the 20th century and released in the 21st. So he now has to return how to survive. The oldest American prisoner, Joseph Legon, who is 84 years old, has been incarcerated the longest. My people, when I don't hear what happened over there in US can still happen here. Well, this very information was just published by the president itself, but then only for the youths to learn and know how to live their life. I am just touched, and I felt, oh, it is important to share this, because what the life that this young man lived that landed him in jail is a very common life in the life of most of our youth today, engaging themselves in different kind of parties. I don't know. Do you need to party? Do you need to, even if you want to party, can't you go to party and without misbehaving? Eh? My people, let's quickly hear your opinion on this very matter. Let's quickly hear it. Let's start sharing this. If you can share this video, share it. Let other people learn from this lesson, because it's quite very, very painful. Spent 64 years in prison. No be joke. Only to be released when he was 84 years. Hapa. He wasted years. A wasted year. Let me hear from you. Don't forget, my dear listeners, to click on the red subscribe buttons, as well as the bell buttons to get updated each time we upload any new videos. Thank you.